All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome to another True Disciple Christ Bible study. Supposed to be Banayah and Qadar teaching. He didn't respond, so I guess Banayah Yashabim's gonna do it. Without further delay, I'll just turn it over to them.
Khan, shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Another Bible study art. Some precepts. Where all the cheat out brothers at? You hear from Qadar today?
No, not today.
Yeah, I talked to him earlier this morning. He wasn't at work. I'm not sure what happened between that time. I went live later this afternoon, but I sent him the link, but he didn't come on, so I don't know what happened with that.
Come. So all good. We move forward with the word. Gotta stay in it. Gotta stay in it. Anybody got any questions? Definitely would say to come on and ask a question as well. Let's get some precepts on enduring in the word.
Khan. Bring them out. I got you. Good connection. Most High one, it as well.
Especially about that precept about the race. It's not a physical. Man, it's not Hebrews 12, is it? No, it's Salakia.
Khan, when they get that together, it's going to go ahead and speak on the subject matter as far as enduring in the word. It is exceedingly important, especially during this time, that we stand on sound doctrine, that which we know to be true, that we have seen and experienced with our own eyes, our own ears, and witnessed through the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit. There are a lot of things going on in this modern day, in times now that are there in place to literally test your faith. Test your faith. Going on, politically, wars, rumors of wars. You have people calling themselves savior, and then if you're one of those somewhat successful, hyper successful individuals, there's a test at every single level. A test at every single level, whether it be slick, fast talker type of dude, or would be simple females, or if your weakness is a woman, Isabel type spirit, for all the men who aspire to be men in the most. So enduring in the word is, I'll say again, exceedingly important to stay focused on a daily basis. It's written in the scriptures, and it's something that the Quran, used to say, but to walk circumspectively, and test the spirits of the people that you have around you. That's that's the only way. That's the only way to be in this day and time. Otherwise, you're gonna fall, and not necessarily we're focusing on the fall, but to fall unnecessarily is the worst kind. What's that precept?
Precept for running a race.
So
I want to bring up something you just had mentioned. about walking circumspectively. It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectively, not as fools, but as wise. Verse 16, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of Yahuwah is.
Con.
What is that will?
Oh yeah, that's right and exact. Redeeming the time. Anybody in the chat room knows what redeeming means as it relates to this precept? Because we read it, and that's another thing. To the Kahan to break down and understand the words that are in these precepts. You know what I'm saying? So, redeeming the time is to remember, to take note, to save it. And more likely it's in the spirit of your mind. So save it, take note, and watch everything that's going on around you, not just to, blindly go by. On. Because if you are enduring the word, you will see the signs of the times in that. And then you'll be able to make a better decision when the spirit quickens you to the word and you recalling it and you've seen it take place, or you perceive it in a dream or in a vision, or however it is the Most High speaks to you. Hey, that's it right there.
Speaking on redemption in the mind, to me, I feel like the mind is what stops a lot of men from becoming what the Most High desires them and has set forth upon them to be. The mind will, and the scriptures reference it as the heart, but it's really your mind will sway you, and your thoughts will become evil, which will basically crystallize into evil actions. With every thought, it becomes an action. So we always have to keep under our minds, and that's something I really focused on a lot. Is controlling your mind. You can't let your mind run away before yourself. What's the scripture about? He that committed sin is really sinning against his self. It's talking about the flesh. Let me find these precepts, man. But
So he who committed sin committed to himself.
Yeah, sinning against his own flesh.
Oh yeah, come.
And in James as well, we know where it talks about the Most High doesn't tempt us. We're tempted of our own desires, meaning our own mindset. So if you're able to conquer your mind and have control over it, the world is your oyster, man. You can do whatever you want. But you got to have that mind. You got to have your thoughts set on the things above. Not really on things that you want to desire, but the things that the Most High things that will glorify the Most High.
Con, the etymology of the word heart in that precept is it's in there, your spirit, your soul, your will, desire, your mind, and your intellect. So it's not that thing, that reservoir that pumps blood throughout your body that's in the chest. That is a scientific term that's fairly new for the most part. But in the scriptures, they talk about the seat of your soul, and that is the spirit of your mind, where the spirit, where the Most High and your soul reside. On. So controlling that is definitely key to enduring.
It's the book of Colossians. Let's It's the ESV version. Let's get the KJV. It's the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 2. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. And thrown in the word, I look at the scriptures as an example. We can look at King David's son, Solomon, and when he prayed to the Most High, he didn't ask for things of the earth, riches or gold or an abundance of physical things. He asked, for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And with that, he was given all the things that a worldly man would ever want. It's not that he was seeking it. It's just his mind was on pleasing the Most High. And the Most High saw that in his heart. It was his duty, it was his goal and desire to please the Most High. In that, he was blessed. That's in 1 Kings, I believe.
Go on, yeah, I'm pulling it up. Go on.
Don't allow the things of this world to get you caught up to where your thoughts are not on the things above.
Con. It's in the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 1, verse 10. Hold on a second. Let me come back. Let me go back a little bit further than that. I'm gonna start from verse 7. Book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 10, verse. Book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 1, verses 7 through 10. It says, "In that night did Supreme Elohim appear unto Solomon, and said unto him, Ask what I shall give thee. And Solomon said unto Supreme Elohim, Thou hast showed great mercy unto David my father, and hast made me to reign in his stead. Now, O Yahuwah, Supreme Elohim, let thy promise unto David my father be established, for thou hast made me king over a people like the dust of the earth in multitude. It says, Give me now wisdom and knowledge, that I may go out and come in before this people. For who can judge this thy people that is so great? So there you go. Him asking for wisdom and knowledge. And those are the things, as it describes in the New Testament verse that Banayah just brought out, those are the things that are higher. And what was the response that the Most High gave him? Let's go ahead and continue to read. In verse 11, it says, And Supreme Elohim said unto Solomon, Because this was in thine heart, and thou hast not asked riches, wealth, or honor, nor the life of thine enemies, neither yet has asked long life, but has asked wisdom and knowledge for thyself, that thou mayest judge my people, over whom I have made thee king. Verse 12, Wisdom and knowledge is granted unto thee. I will give thee riches and wealth and honor, such as none of the kings have had that have been before thee, neither shall any after thee have the like.
He didn't want, when he made that prayer first, he didn't want riches. He didn't want none of that. He didn't want honor. Honor being from, other men of status saying, oh, look at this man. We should praise, we should worship him. Give him the props. Look at him. He wasn't worried about none of that. He was focused on his mission. And his mission was to best serve the Most High and the Most High's people. And I think that's something to really reflect on. And the topic of enduring is enduring in the word, enduring in the spirit. Don't let that spirit get taken away like the spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh was taken away from Saul because Saul had that desire to want that honor. We went over it before, but really dissecting the scriptures, he wanted to have riches and stuff because he was supposed to kill everybody. He ended up taking some of the booty, some of the spoils of war. The Most High didn't tell him to do that, so he did that anyways because he wanted that honor, he wanted that status. A lot of times we may want things, but that's not what the Most High has declared us to do. So I think that's a kind of a microcosm of enduring and being faithful and keeping your mind set on the things above. Got to do that.
We're also commanded to endure in the word through in the book of Joshua. One of my favorites. Especially in these trying times and being tested, the only way to guarantee success is to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. And it was given to Joshua in chapter 1 that if he sticks to the book, sticks to the scriptures, and don't veer to the left, right, or be distracted, he's gonna he's gonna make his way prosperous and have good success. So it's all over enduring the word. Let's see here. That is Joshua chapter 1 and verse 6.
Verse 6. The book of Joshua chapter 1 verse 6. Be strong and of good courage, for unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land, which I swear unto their fathers to give them.
Yeah, keep reading. We're gonna go all the way down to verse 8.
Verse 7. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law, which Moses
Hold
my
up
servant.
Hold on a second. There you go. So that's twice it's saying be strong and courageous. So that's enduring the word, and it's reference to observe. So you're watching out. That's a similitude to walking circumspectively. Go ahead and start from the beginning of verse 8 again. All right.
7. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law, which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest.
All right. So don't turn from the left, don't turn from the right. Now we already know folks that outnumber. There's some not so good folks out here. There are folks that know better choose not to do better. So for all you out there that's still stuck up in the Christendom, it read all. It didn't say some. It didn't say in part. All the law. You know what I'm saying? So that's where enduring comes in. Because, hey, it may not be for everybody. But for that which you know, you better hold on to that and build to observe all the law. Every single bit of it. That which you know is true. And all that you hear on this channel that comes out is true. You better go check it out for yourself. Because you're going to need it. You're going to need it. Come. Go ahead. Continue, Art.
Verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according.
Come. So here we go. That's some enduring for you right there. It shall never leave your mouth. Every time you open your mouth, the book of the law is coming out of it. And then meditating, that's what you thinking, in your imagination. That's in your secret place. That's where you're brainstorming. Day and night. So that covers the time of day and how often per day. from the sun going down to the rising of the same. Come on, go ahead.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
Come on, there it is. Everybody want that part. They don't want the part to go before that. Being strong and courageous. Getting cut with these scriptures appropriately as they come out. Holding yourself accountable to doing it.
Come.
Allowing your brother hold you accountable for doing it. In all aspects. This thing is serious. It's not just some this ain't just some club. This is a way of life. As I brought out earlier, you got signs of the times. Wars, rumors of wars actually taking place, deception at every level. There's no way you're going to make it without it. Absolutely no way you're going to make it without these prophecies. And looking forward for these things to be taking place in your everyday life. There's no way. You're walking blind purposely. That's all I got on that.
Gotta be circumcised of the heart. It's like you said, you can't be two people coming up to the Most High. You can't be one-sided here and then left-sided here, right-sided here. You gotta be all right. You gotta be consistent in this word. Cannot come to the Most High lukewarm. Doesn't work like that. It's not work like that. Romans 2 and 29, I believe. Circumcised of the heart. I'm trying to find that. Come on.
The book of Romans, chapter 2, verse 29. But he is a Jew, which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart, in the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of the supreme Allaham.
It's not something that's like a physical thing that you put on. I know as children of the Most High, we're commanded as men to be circumcised, but being circumcised of the heart is that you've changed your mind completely, and now you're thinking solely and you're operating solely based off of thus saith Yahuwah. To do that, you got to completely wash yourself, of all your old ways, wash yourself of all your old practices and thoughts. But those things will creep up, and if you're not strong enough, you'll succumb to that. You got to be washed by the water of the word. You got to be circumcised of the heart to be made anew. I believe that's in Romans as well. Washing by the water of the word. Might be off on that, but Romans 12, I think. Renewing of your mind. That's what that precept. But you got to be renewed of the mind to receive that circumcision of my heart, to have a circumcised heart, so you won't have to to be looking up scriptures. It'll just come to you because it's on your mind as a constant reminder. To even, as men of the Most High, we're commanded, as children of the Most High, we're commanded to wear tzitzits and fringes. You're circumcised of the heart to have those fringes and tzitzits on your mind too, as a reminder of who you are and how you're supposed to operate in this society. You can read Romans 12 and 2.
Come. The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahuwah.
if you don't hear these words and these precepts through the Spirit, and you not become transformed, either this message wasn't meant for you in the first place, or you're not applying, the scriptures in practice. You're reading them, but you're not applying them. You got to become transformed to become anew unto the Most High. Because we can't come to the Most High with blemishes. The Most High doesn't take anything with any type of blemish, any type of sin on it. He said, throw that all away. None of that stuff would even enter the tabernacle back in the so-called Old Testament. So you can't come to him like that. I know we've all done wrong, but we can't make Christ a minister of sin. We can't say we're merciful, through Mashiach, mercy through Mashiach, but you're still sinning. It doesn't work like that, because then you're fraudulent on Yahusha, who paid the ultimate price, who paid that ultimate blood sacrifice to be the final sacrifice. Because the Most High got tired of animal sacrifices. What's that? 2 Samuel's? Obedience better than sacrifice? So we can't sit here and continue in sin, and it goes back to being a double-minded type of man, double-minded type of woman. You can't do that. Otherwise, we're justifying Christ with our sin, and that's in Galatians 2:17. Let's get the Samuel's first. Got it up?
Come. Book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15, verse 22. And Samuel said, have Yahuwah as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices, as in obeying the voice of Yahuwah. Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams.
Animal sacrifice is done away with. There's no more of that. Christ paid the ultimate sacrifice, and now that we bring out these precepts, now that we come on here every week, Kahan comes on here every week and puts this word forth. Once you hear that's it. Once you take heed, that's it. There's no going back. There's no going back and forth. That lies death. Therein lies death. Let's bring out the other precept, Galatians 2:17, because every time we sin and we want to be justified through Christ, oh Hamashiach, please forgive me. But you sin, you're turning Christ into the minister of sin, which is something he is not.
Say Galatians.
Galatians 2:17.
Book of Galatians chapter 2, verse 17. But if, while we seek to be justified by Christ, we ourselves also are found sinners, is therefore Christ the minister of sin? Yah forbid.
No. So this goes back to staying and enduring in the word. Do a reality check. Look yourself in the mirror when you get up in the morning. Think about it. Meditate it. Think about it in all your actions. Are you a minister of sin? Are you seeking to be justified because you say, oh, the Most High knows, I'm gonna just do this thing real quick, and it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And I think a lot of people in the Christian church have this mindset where you can sin and continuously sin, and and Hamashiach will forgive you for that. It's not. What is that scripture? He winks but a time. Mercy. Oh man.
I got one that coincides with what you just read with Galatians 2:17.
Bring it up.
Book of Hebrews chapter 6, verse 6. If they shall fall away, to renew them again unto repentance, seeing they crucify to themselves the son of Yahuwah afresh, and put him to an open shame. So basically what that's saying is, you falling away knowing this truth, you basically crucifying Hamashiach all over again, putting them to an open shame, because you're supposed to be representing them, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Come.
James 4:17. Therefore, to him that knoweth to do good and doth it not, to him it is sin. What is sin? We've been over that before. Sin is transgression of the law.
Transgression of the law.
The wages of sin is death.
1 John 3 and 4. Book of 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresses also the law. And by the way, this is in the so-called New Testament. So it's referencing the law in the so-called New Testament. The law is the totality of the law, statutes, commandments, the first 5 books of Moses. So it's not like those are done away with other than animal sacrifice. But anyways, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. You trespass against the laws of the Most High. And you know that he was manifested to take away our sins, and in him is no sin. So there was no sin. There was no blemish on Mashiach. Whosoever abideth in him sinneth not. Whosoever abideth in him, whosoever liveth as he lived, sinneth not, meaning you're not sinning. You're walking the right path. You're walking by the word. You are the word. You're circumcised. You've been circumcised by the word. You've been washed by the water of the word, as we read in Romans 12. I mean, Salakia. That's in, where is that at specifically? I don't want to misspeak. Washing by the water of the word. But you've renewed your mind, as we read in the book of Romans 12. Whosoever sinneth hath not seen him, neither known him.
It's also in Ephesians 5:26.
Come on, let's bring it out. I think we did bring it out again if we did.
Okay, I got you. Book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 26. That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
The word. Can't get around it, up.
Yeah, that's the only way to make it through, especially when you at your weakest, or when you're in the middle of a test or a trial. It's the word, the word, the word, the word.
We're gonna be tested. We're gonna go through trials. You get just gotta endure.
What are you guys' perspective? What are you guys' perspective of the war between Israel and Palestine? You know, allegedly, Hamas only killed about 1,100 people over there, and now Israel has literally killed over 11,100 and some people. Those are the ones that's accounted for. What are you guys' perception on that? Do you think that this is the beginning stages to World War III? Because I don't know if you guys are paying attention. America has justifiably, according to her own justification, has literally bombed Iran, some parts of Syria, allegedly because they've been actually attacking American soldiers. First time she justified it, said, "Hey, we're tired of you picking on the American soldiers. We're going to retaliate." But now she's done it again. So America is really at war with Iran, but hasn't admitted it yet. And so this is my personal opinion, and I believe that America did that because Israel is the number one ally to Iran. And I believe if Israel kept moving forward, Iran would have jumped into war because Hamas is calling for other people to jump in. And I think a lot of this stuff is false flags because they're literally justified invading hospitals over in Gaza, and this stuff is supposed to be off limits. So the way that Israel is justifying that, they're saying that they're hiding some of Hamas in it. So I mean, it's like really, really out of control, and literally, America is literally backing it. America is literally backing them in this, and this is clearly prophetic to me, man. What do you guys think of that?
I would agree in the sense that it's Bible prophecy being played out. America and its allies, so it's just an extension of Rome. But they show those graphics of the children, crying and bloodied up, and I just say to myself, this Most High is letting this happen. Let it play out. Let them fight. It's closer and closer to Hamashiach returning. What's that? Matthew 24. How do we know the signs of the time? And also Deuteronomy 32:39. I kill and I make alive. It's the Most High's will for, we see children dying on the screen. My some elderly folks in my family, they're saying, "Oh my goodness, isn't this so sad? God help those people." Well, the Most High is letting that happen.
Come on.
He's allowing that to happen. Where is Iran in relation to Jordan on the map?
It's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there. Iran, Iraq, old Persia. The Most High might be letting that thing happen, but oftentimes he'll let things happen so he could justify when he brings his destruction on the evil. Because the Most High is not letting Esau do what he did to Jacob. That's so when he bring about his destruction, it's so justifiable. Remember, the wicked was created. He said the Most High created what he want, even the wicked for the day of evil.
It is definitely my perspective that this is a precursor, especially to all the nations that are involved, have weapons of mass destruction. So it's the beginning of the beginning. I was saying it's the beginning of the beginning, since all the countries involved currently have nuclear weapons. So yeah, we definitely want to see some things take place. So yeah, keep an eye out in the background and and stuff that's going on. So what we gotta do is really just follow the money, follow the so-called political agendas, and all this stuff. It's just like Bible prophecy.
So, but what do you guys think about that? I mean, they've literally dropped bombs on women and children, and Netanyahu said they're not going to stop, and America is actually backing them in their action. I mean, you have a few Democrats standing up saying, "Hey, stop killing the women and children over there in Gaza." But for the most part, America's pushing forward. They're saying that you can't, and the way that's justified is kind of the same way that 9/11 was justified.
Right.
internally, they're saying that, these people are terrorists. Saddam Hussein, you know, has nuclear weapons and all this other stuff that they lied about in the past. It is my belief that Israel's doing the same thing right now. In fact, I believe, it is my belief, in my opinion, and my title to my own opinion, I believe that the attack that they say Hamas did, I literally believe that that was a false flag to justify doing what they're doing now. Because now that they've started doing it, they haven't stopped. They kill 10 times more people than Hamas did of their people. So they're justifying it, saying, hey, until you let those hostages go, this is never going to stop. You know what my belief is? My perspective of all of this is that Netanyahu is trying to kill as many people as he can. So when this war is over, they'll own all of that land as well. That's it. That's what it seems like they're doing. Because they don't, I mean, you got little children dying, man.
Yeah.
I mean, this is so inhumane. And so the world is finally seeing Agagites for who they really are. And they protesting in the nation's capital, thousands of a meeting protesting in favor of these Agagites just committing outright slaughter. So, you got some people that's been, pretty aggressive towards these Agagites. To me, man, this is full-fledged prophecy at its best, and only those that's supposed to understand it will get it and understand it.
Cool. I haven't been really paying attention closely to it, but I did see somewhere it was a little boy that was dead and his father was crying. They was in the hospital.
It was plenty of little children, just little children, bodies everywhere.
Yeah, they've been putting them on the news. Like crazy.
Yeah. And so, again, last night I was watching Eve. Listen, man, you still don't give a damn about your damn emotions.
That's what I'm saying.
They always want to you still don't give that damn about that, man. Listen, man, I've been in these scenarios, these combat scenarios. They say, oh, let them vent. But we're going to do what we need to do. Then when they get tired of you venting, they shut you down and say the protest is over. So you have some people in Congress that act like they wanted this to be over, these Democrats, but that many people's been slaughtered. And, you got people saying pray for these Agagites. But other people has been, outright attacking them. And now if you say something about them, and they passed in all types of statutes to come after you with. And this is a game that these Agagites has played their entire lives, is using that, anti-whatever, whenever, they're backed into a corner. That's their escape route. That's what they use to escape. And that man over there, man, that prime minister over there, Netanyahu is nothing but the damn devil himself, man. From my perspective, that man is a devil himself. The stuff that he's doing, the fact that you could do that to little children and have no remorse, you got to have the spirit of Nakash in you, a damn snake. You got to. I mean, because that's no remorse, man. You know how evil you gotta be when you sitting and thinking you seeing little children, they putting it on in the news, little children blowing up, and this guy saying, no, we're not gonna stop. That's the devil, man. Only Satan could do that.
Crazy.
That's against the I don't know them specifically, but didn't they after World War II they went
Geneva Convention?
Yeah, Geneva Conventions about no woman and no children and stuff like that, war crimes. Different types of way you go about having war, against chemical warfare and all that. But they blowing up little kids. And hospitals. Why are you bombing hospitals? It's kind of, war is war, but to bomb hospitals that specifically target children, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's considered a war crime.
What about
Proverbs 16:4.
it?
So like come. So book of Proverbs chapter 16 verse 4. Yahuwah hath made all things for himself. Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's Ezekiel 9:4.
Ezekiel 9:4. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, verse 4. And Yahuwah said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Keep going, keep going.
Verse 5. And to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
Keep going.
Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and woman. But come not near any man whom is the mark, upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house.
Come. I say, don't worry. Once I got something for all that. Have no pity. Let your eye not spare. Slay old and young, women and children. Huh? It's gonna return upon their head tenfold. Huh?
Say anything about it, you're automatically being anti such and such. Automatically.
Anybody who speak the truth.
Let me read a couple weeks ago. What was it? 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, I think we was talking about how they bombed 6,000 bombs.
Con.
Days. That's the size of the strip of just Gaza, which was it wasn't even all of California. I forgot what it was. The size of LA, right?
Like 40 miles or so, 100 miles, something.
Blew up all the hospitals in the strip, man.
And then justify it by saying Hamas is under the hospitals.
That don't even make sense.
The world just stand by and allow it to happen.
Come on.
Netanyahu, who came on, said we got to continue because if we don't continue, America will be next. They will attack America next.
Wow. Have to get America on your side, huh?
I think it's 25 miles long, bro.
25 miles?
The Gaza Strip is 41 kilometers, 25 miles long, has a total area of 141 square miles.
Oh, man.
It's a small area to be hit with more than 6,000 now, because that was, and I've seen the videos, man. They're just blown up. It's like they're not targeting anything specifically. It's just like a carpet. It's blowing up everything. Hospitals, Probably got people's houses, all type of stuff, man. You know what's crazy what this thing says? The majority of Palestinians in Gaza, which contains 8 refugee camps, are descendants of refugees who fled or were expelled from the area that became Israel after the 1948 Arab-Israel War. So that's all the people that was, in that land previously at that time.
So that tell you what it's about right now. As a Khan stated earlier, kill all them people so they can take that land over there. That's what it's about.
Gaza's unemployment rate is among the highest in the world. Overall unemployment rate of 46%.
Damn.
Youth unemployment rate is around 70%. Something else, man. Don't really have much and it gets blown up.
That land belongs to us, man, and not either of them.
Come. I'm trying to remember that scripture. Most I sent them lions over there to kill them folk. They knew not the manner of the God of the land.
We went over 2 weeks ago. The lions won't even hunt no more. There won't be no more fighting. When people are in the right land. The right people are in their rightful land. There's a lot of fighting going on.
Come. Wow. Oh, America, huh?
But when you could kill little children like that, boy, you gotta be the devil, boy. And have no remorse. That's not the devil. I don't know what the hell it is.
There's no honor in that.
And they're killing them in the thousands.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, it's starting back up.
Trying to destroy the whole seed. That's what they trying to do.
Wipe them out of history.
They can take their land. Little do they know they're gonna dwell in the lake. Trying to take the land, you're gonna be dwelling in the lake of fire. Crazy.
Isaiah 2:4. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
That's after all of this. That's after peace. That's not what's going on now. That right there is a prophecy after the second coming. Or you could kill little children like that, man. Wake up and go to sleep for all this time and kill some more. It's a real devil. They restarted this on October the 7th, man. Over a month straight. No pause for one day or nothing. Every day.
So who is
Talking
Hamas?
about pause for humanitarian relief. They said they're not pausing. Telling you, man, they're trying to do a genocide or wipeout. And they take the land when all the people are dead. And they're justifying it in the name of Hamas and terrorists. They hit Lebanon also. They claim, the Hezbollah. They're going to start a full-fledged war, man. A world war. That's what they're looking to do. Agagite starting. Yep.
You already know they're going to start
You guys
asking.
know what you're looking at, man. Is it nothing nice?
They're going to start asking for American troops next.
They've already been shipping them over there last month. Special Operations Unit. They put those troops in place. When they announce the troops to the public, that means America already have special ops behind enemy lines. I already know how this stuff works, man. She already had troops in there.
Facts.
When they release things to the public, they've already made their moves, man. They're just sitting back, buying everything from the media, and thinking it's justified. But when you guys sitting on one side and the devil on the other, how you stand to pray for someone? They're saying, yo, you're in our land. You don't belong here. I say it doesn't belong to either one of you. It belongs to the righteous people of Yahuwah.
Calm.
Big facts.
Jamal Hussein, there'll never be peace in the Middle East. Left black and return white.
They don't belong there. They don't belong there.
Like coming to a family reunion, you come back albino.
Well, Michael Jackson.
Micah 5:8. And the remnant of your code shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who if he go through, both tread it down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. Cobras all over. In that land.
Read verse 9 up.
Keep reading that. Come on. Micah chapter 5, verse 9. Thine hands shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off.
Come on.
It's your hands. It's coming, boy.
Come on.
It's coming. The quickness. So I got something for all of you.
Come on.
Even good old Eve.
Go right with him.
Gonna put some stuff in your life, sis. Good old Eve.
And this thing shut. You're gonna be busy twerking. The whole world is catching the flame. Twerking on the internet, man. World War III, and they twerking. There are wars and rumors of wars. Come on.
It's starting to see a pattern. There ain't nothing new under the sun. Ever so many years, they come up with an enemy or some type of terrorist group.
I need to do my research. Who is this Hamas? They're trying to, delete. Who are those people specifically? Hamas.
Man,
Because there's never been peace over there. Come on, brought that out. Never been peace since they established that they voted to kick everybody out who was there at the time. Hamas, the acronym for basically Islamic resistance movement, is the largest and most capable. So they formed back in 1987.
Before then,
Hmm.
it dates back at least 50. The last strike was 50 years ago. Hamas happened to allegedly attack them on that 50-year anniversary of the what do they call Yom Kippur War.
During the first Palestinian uprising, or Intifada, as an outgrowth of the Muslim Brotherhood's Palestinian branch, the group is committed to armed resistance against Israel and the creation of an Islamic Palestinian state in Israel's place. Hamas has been the de facto governing body in the Gaza Strip since 2007, when it ousted the Palestinian Authority from power. That's such a small area, but it's 2.2 million people in that small area. And they steady bombing it. These articles be, people don't even report stuff no more. They just put their own spin on it. But some observers are questioning whether Israel will attempt a full-scale invasion and reoccupation of Gaza.
Already done that.
And whether it has a plan for governing the territory post-Hamas. That's what they really want to do. If Israel simply attacks Hamas then leaves, as it has done in the past, then the terrorist organization will be able to regenerate itself. But Israel has little desire to reoccupy the Gaza Strip. I don't know about that. After exiting in 2005, and the Palestinian Authority seems to lack capabilities and will govern in place of Hamas. Oh, damn, hospitals. What is the humanitarian situation in Gaza? The heads of all the major UN agencies have called for an immediate ceasefire, humanitarian ceasefire, as well as the unconditional release of hostages.
Not the U.S. The U.S. said they shouldn't stop.
They said cutting off 2.2 million Palestinians from food, water, medicine, electricity, and fuel was an outrage, and that more than 29,000 injured people require immediate treatment. UNRWA, the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, has said 1.5 million Gaza residents have been displaced, and 778,000 are sheltering at its facilities. Another 150,000 are taking refuge in hospitals and other public buildings. On Monday, the IDF, said it had paused its military operations 8 times in the preceding 5 days in areas northeast of Gaza City and the southern city of Rafah. Phone and internet services have been reportedly cut, leaving people unable to call for ambulances or to contact the outside world. The Rafah border crossing into Egypt. So they, I guess, migrating into Egypt, trying to get away to the south, is the only functioning route for people and goods to leave or enter Gaza. Crossing reopened for aid supplies on 21st October, but only a small fraction of the 500 lorry loads which used to arrive every day is currently making it into Gaza. Fuel shortages mean little aid is reaching Gaza City and the north. The border reopened again for people to leave Gaza on 1st of November, and hundreds of injured people and foreign passport holders, including more than 100,000 U.S. citizens, have since crossed into Egypt. Although many more remain, the crossing has shut for short periods several times since reopening. I guess IDF is Israeli something. Says Hamas is holding 242 hostages in Gaza. Interesting. Just over 75% of Gaza's population, some 1.7 million people, are registered refugees or descendants of refugees. People that don't belong all over that area. Hamas, or in some cases its military wing, has been designated a terrorist group by Israel, United States, European Union, and the UK. So you already know the allies. Crazy stuff. Still praying. Pray without ceasing. Get the book of 1 Thessalonians 5 and 16. Still on? Bring it up.
Come. Book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 16. Rejoice evermore. Pray without ceasing. In everything give thanks. For this is the will of Yahuwah in Hamashiach concerning you.
Come. So once you start looking at the maps of all this and the numbers behind everything, really puts things into perspective. 2.2 million people in that little area. Displaced people fighting. People that don't even belong there themselves, man. Wow. Listen to this. White House said on Thursday, November 9th, that Israel agreed to pause military operation in parts of North Gaza for 4 hours a day. But there was no sign of a let-up in the fighting that has killed thousands and laid waste to the seaside enclave. So basically, pause bombing the hell out of them people for 4 hours. But Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu suggested any pauses would be scattered. Wow. So he's saying, yeah, nah. Asked if there would be a quote unquote stoppage in fighting. Netanyahu said on Fox Channel, no. The fighting continues against the Hamas enemy, the Hamas terrorists, but in specific locations for a given period of a few hours there. We want to facilitate the safe passage of civilians away from the zone. Wow. Dude really does not care. He said keep bombing. Get the book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in divers places. Definitely hearing about wars and rumors of wars. Harrowing scenes for those fleeing. Without a ceasefire, lifting of siege and indiscriminate bombarding and warfare, the hemorrhage of human lives will continue. Israel and its main backer, the United States, say a full ceasefire would benefit Hamas. The Israel Defense Minister reiterated on Thursday there would be no ceasefire. So they're saying right there, we don't care about civilians, women and children. Trying to kill all the men. Take that land over. Palestinian officials said 10,812 Gaza residents had been killed as of Thursday. It's last Thursday the 9th. About 40% of them children. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. In air and artillery strikes, a humanitarian catastrophe has unfolded as basic supplies run out and wounded people overwhelm a fragile medical system. It's interesting. Israel's advance raised questions about what its plans might be when it reaches the hospital. While it is using explosives to destroy Hamas tunnels elsewhere, international laws call for protection of medical facilities.
And they don't care about that, man. That man said he's going to keep dropping bombs. Netanyahu.
Come. You said that. I read that. He's saying, without a ceasefire, lifting a siege and indiscriminate bombarding and warfare, the hemorrhage of human lives will continue.
He's using a hostage as the reason he's not going to give a ceasefire.
Yep.
Everything, man. Everything. Close to the end of this thing.
Come. 40% of them children.
Yeah. Think about that, man. And you know they always lie about the numbers.
Almost half.
I hate to say it, but I think that's strategically done to prevent any kind of retaliation for a couple generations. They stand by and allow this stuff to happen, man. Yep.
I see that. Trying to kill all the able-bodied men. And the men children. The boys.
Mm-hmm.
Leave all the women and little girls and have them displaced as well. Because they fleeing into Egypt. And this article already said that Israel and its main backer, the United States, they say a full ceasefire would benefit Hamas. So they
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
come.
So they don't have to do the ceasefire. That's what they're saying. That. Well, man, you invaded hospitals. You got troops running up in hospitals. All of that's against the Geneva Convention, man. U.S. sit back and watching this stuff happen, man. Because they're right in there with them. Heavy, man. Heavy.
So that article was 9 days. This one 4 days ago says Gaza death toll tops at 11,000.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. I was reading one from today, man. 7,000. Mostly children, huh? What Jake gonna do though? Jake just said, I'm glad it's not me until it's him.
Mm. Palestinian Red Cross said Israeli forces were shooting at Al Quds Hospital, and there were violent clashes with one person killed and 28 wounded, most of them children.
Yeah.
Oh.
But they hate each other. Can you imagine how that is? Man, you know what? Women are getting raped and everything, man. That's what happens when the military invades another nation. They go in and they take charge of the women. Make them concubines.
Damn.
A lot of war crimes go unreported.
In the wake of the blast at Shifa Hospital, many people fled. Ayman al-Masiri, wounded early in the war, told Reuters he had taken shelter there with his mother and sister 10 days ago. We want a truce. We want a solution. Tens of our children are killed every day, he said. Damn. The International Committee of the Red Cross said the healthcare system in Gaza has reached a point of no return. More than 100 United Nations employees have been killed since the Israel-Hamas war began in Gaza. That's been going on for a minute. The UN Palestinian Refugee Agency said making it the deadliest conflict ever for the UN in such a short period of time. I guess that's this one. Yeah.
I'm about to shut this down, huh? Women and children supposed to be off limits in the war. Oh, but Eves that want to be masculine, send them over there. You want to be equal to a man, right? Go ahead. You want to be equal? You want to be a man until it's time to go to war, man. See what it's really like to be a man. Go ahead, Eve. You want to be me, right? 50-50, right? Yeah, that's in a foxhole now. Go over on that front line. Oh, that changed real quick, huh? I seen it. When you're so tough, she ain't got that kind of volley that a man has. She's not ready to lay her life down. Can't dial 911 there.
I remember there was a time it wasn't letting women in the the front lines.
Yeah.
That's when I first started paying.
It's a new military, man. It's a new military.
Mm.
And I'm gonna say shalom, man. You guys better think about what's really going on, man, because I honestly believe that this is the beginning of World War III. This thing might drag out for a minute, man. And if it does, people think they're doing bad right now, man. When that inflation kicks in from war, America jump in, man. It's over for a lot of you guys. Man. Some of you guys can't take care of yourselves now. Can you imagine a war, price of gas and everything going up?
$10 a gallon.
Food. Eve's gonna be getting raped for real then, man. All the ones that say they don't need a man, oh, sorry for you.
That prophecy gonna come to pass.
He was begging for a man.
I think they'll be happy to be
You're not
sister.
even going to be able to give that stinking for JJ away. Because people are going to be so broken poor. Nope.
That box ain't gonna go for 40 no more.
40 cents.
Discount.
Well, she gonna have to spread her legs out just to get tampons. I mean, so broke.
Mm.
Watch what I tell you. The COVID brought a lot of that stuff out, man. Now they talking about something. They coming with something that's worse. You see people starting to mask up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of shit. People gotta take care of your immune system, yo.
Well, the boxing stuff that you're doing out there, but shut that down. They said there's something coming out worse than on 19.
I can see it.
I'm starting to see people running in the car by themselves with a mask on again.
Mm.
Well, it was a hell of a thing, man. Everybody inside of that house, you guys remember that stuff, man? Well, that was a damn nightmare. Everybody in that house can't go outside. I was out, bro.
It was
Damn sure out there, isn't it, man?
just weird, like just to see like you drive through imagine driving through downtown Atlanta or downtown a major city and it's just quiet, like
Yeah.
uh,
I was working out in the park. I used to go to the park every day to work out. These damn people had their mask on in the park, huh? I started in the park. I had mask on. I didn't have mine on there. Working out.
oh,
Showed them the control that they have. And those people, man. I mean, just say some huh?
Long,
I don't know.
long.